Hello, everybody, and welcome to my favorite thing to do, Sports Extra. When you get somebody like Wayne Larrivee, the voice of the Packers, doesn't just get better than this. Let's go ahead and start talking Packers. How about that running back, Juwan Harris? I can remember this guy when he was in a little locker room, and now he is a big, vital part of this offense. Are you surprised at what this kid's doing? It's like a fire plug.
Good Lord, yes. I mean, everybody is. He came from nowhere. I mean, 2 months ago, he wasn't even on the roster.
I know.
Not even on the practice squad. But, you know, he has been a revelation, Rod. He's given them a presence in the ground game. He makes tough yards. He's a power guy. He's got good speed. He can bounce it. He gives them a lot, and he's showing last week in the Minnesota game that he can catch the ball a little bit, too.
You know, I'm really surprised at the licks that he lays. I mean, he lays some licks, some thunderous pow.
He delivers the blow. You know what I mean? You're going to get him down, but he's going to hit you first. And in a game where leverage is everything, it's hard to get under this guy. He's only 5'7".
Right. A little bit shorter than you. Hey, what about Alex? What does that mean for Alex Green and Ryan Grant?
Well, it remains to be seen. I mean, obviously they have roles to play, and we'll have to see how the whole thing plays out with Mr. Harris as well, DeJuan Harris. But, you know, for now, Harris is the lead back. I think they like to go to Grant when the chips are down a little bit because they have confidence that he knows what to do out there. He's not going to fumble the ball in a crucial situation.
He did have one fumble already.
Yes, he did. But, you know, I think they know that what he can do, and he gives the coaches comfort in those situations. And then Alex Green, I still think is a developing player, Rod. I still like this kid. When you can get him out on the flat, little swing pass, let him run downhill, that's what he does right now. He has to become a more complete back on the other plays.
How hurt is Jordy Nelson? He's a little bit, I mean, everybody's banged up at this time of the year. But yes. Jordy's missed a little bit of practice the last couple of weeks. Where's he at?
Well, you know, Rod, I'll go back to that.
Because you'd never see him get caught from behind.
I'll go back to a play in Minnesota. Final week of the regular season. Aaron Rodgers hits him on a sideline shot down the sidelines, and I remember during my description of the play, I said he's going to take it to the house, and he didn't. He got caught on an angle down inside the 5-yard line, but it was a classic Jordy Nelson play that he just absolutely beats the coverage of the end zone every time. But he doesn't have that fifth gear right now, in my opinion, based on what I saw the last month of the season. He's out there gutting it out. He's a classy guy. He's still very effective. But does he have that gear to separate the way he did when healthy? I don't think so right now. That's just my observation. That's no information from doctors or anything like that.
Oh, I like that. I want to get deep. How about Randall Cobb? Here's another guy who's banged up. How hurt is it? How hurt is he? Because he's having a hard time getting north and south on some of those returns against the Vikings.
Well, you know, and I think that he's probably not going to do as many returns, at least as we go forward in the playoffs. They need him in the slot. They need him in the offensive backfield. They need to move him around to that offense. He's a guy who can spark the offense. I think that's where he's more important right now. Jeremy Ross has provided a nice fill-in on the return game.
Hey, so let's talk about a hot topic with a lot of Packer fans. Donald Driver is inactive against the Minnesota Vikings. A lot of fans are hurt by that, but I think that you could put it in a proper perspective on how important it is to win football games, and he's kind of at the end of his career.
Well, you know, there are guys who are ahead of him on the depth chart, obviously. When you're the 4th or 5th wide receiver, if you're on the active roster, you have to play special teams. Well, Donald doesn't play special teams anymore, you know, at this stage in his career. So it makes it very hard to activate him in that regard. You have to go with your best. The people who are going to give you a chance to win, there's no room for sentimentality. I feel real bad for Donald. He's one of my favorite players of all time, and I understand where the fans are coming from, but I also understand what the coaches have to do. Make the tough decision and start the people they feel are a little more capable right now to get them the victory, because that's all that matters in the playoffs.
He's one of the most popular players. A lot of fans are up in arms. Wait a minute. I thought it was about winning a football game. You win against the Vikings, and now they've got Facebook pages. You got to get Donald out there in the field, let him run out. But it's not a sentimental game.
No, you can't afford to do that in the NFL today.
Charles Woodson, big, huge against the Vikings. I mean, how much is this guy can help for this run?
You know, I just think he's so critical. He picked up that defensive unit, Rod. He had a good game physically, don't get me wrong, but spiritually, he is the spirit of that defensive unit, and he picked them up when he was in that playoff game. That's something that he gave them a dimension they didn't have in Minnesota the week before, and when he made that stick on Adrian Peterson on the first drive of the ball game to basically force the Vikings into a field goal, man, that told you right there. It was good to see number 21 back, wasn't it?
Last question for you. What are you expecting out there in San Fran? I know you're going to be making the trip. I know you're going to be eating in a nice restaurant, right? Have you picked out your restaurant yet?
You know, Rod, I'll be going through a drive-through window somewhere.
Oh, sure you will.
You know how budgets are on the road.
Oh,
okay?
sure you will. What do you expect now?
Well, I expect this is going to be a very tough ball game. The Niners have the best defense, in my opinion, across the board in the NFC. They've got a very solid offense. Kaepernick is kind of the wild card, much like Christian Ponder was in the Minnesota games. This kid's kind of the wild card. I expect the Packers to come out, a lot of quick hitting type stuff in the passing game, run the football out of spread formations with that little bowling ball, Dwan Harris, and see if they can get it going that way. It will take an A-level performance, not effort. The A-level effort will be there from the Green Bay Packers. It will take an A-level performance, their A game, to win.
I like that. We're going to end it with that. That's Wayne Larrivee. I'm Rod Burks. That was Sports Extra. How about next week?